Hey, what's wrong with you, man? You ain't subscribed yet? IUIC Atlanta Burning 2.0. What you waiting on? Get it done. Do it now.
Hey, get them clicks, get them likes, and subscribe. Do it now.
Seem like you say you're doing what you can.
That's what I'm saying. Say that. I'm tired.
But at the end of the day, like you said a few things. You said you're doing that and he's still a certain type of way where he want to be the man. Let me tell you about men. Men always have an instinct to lead. That's just in their gene, that's in their nature. And naturally, when a man loses an opportunity to make money like he used to have and he don't have it no more, he naturally will feel some form of intimidation. Right. I'm not saying it's good, but that's what's wired in us. Right. So therefore we'll move a certain way with our wives or the woman in our house because we see the shifting power as far as finances has shifted. So naturally we'll have trigger moments to try to, because that's the money, having an aspect to provide for a family is the only thing the black man specifically have to make him feel like a man. Once he loses that, for every reason, he naturally now have a chip on his shoulder. I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you, so I know exactly what you're going through. So with that saying, though, you're supposed to be a woman of understanding. Give me that in 1 Samuel. Hold that. We coming back. 1 Samuel about Abigail. 25. I'm going to show you a history, biblically, that this was taking place. What you going through in your household right now. But the only difference is, this man still had the money, but he was a fool. He was evil in his household. Now I'm not saying that's your household. What I'm saying is, okay, well I don't know, because I ain't speak to him. That's just we just got your side. Right. Now read that book. 25.
There it is. He can come listen.
Yeah. Yep. Read that.
1 Samuel chapter 25 and verse 3. Now, the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife, Abigail.
So this man's name was Nabal, his wife's name was Abigail. Read.
And she was a woman of...
And now he going to say what kind of woman she was. And she was what?
She was a woman of good understanding and of a beautiful countenance.
So now, sister, you beautiful. You got an attractive look. Now, the flip side to that, she didn't just have beauty. Because a lot of our black sisters are beautiful. There you go. That's right. There you go, sister. She was a woman of understanding. Understanding in your power will be, I understand a man. Yeah. When he don't have that power he must have, okay, you do, but listen, but if you had an understanding, you would know what he's going through.
I do know what he's going through because I'm there to watch it.
Okay, but my thing
but
is...
how you going to get mad at somebody else and talk?
Your reaction to knowing that should be different from what you've been portraying in the house. Read it again.
No, I'm not doing it.
A woman of good understanding.
A woman of good understanding. Okay, hold on, sis. See, that's listen. Well, listen, sis. Listen what the Bible say now. Listen what it say. I don't want you to lose the point. Read it again.
A woman of good understanding and of a beautiful countenance.
So now we all got that part, the beautiful countenance part. We could doll up and look good. But what we always lack is to have that good understanding. Now, give me what a good understanding is. I think it's Psalms. Give me any one of them. About 111 to 10. Now, I'm gonna show you what a good understanding is, because the officer brought out. Hold on.
You can't be broke and cheat.
Okay, see. That's different. You say he broke and what?
You can't be broke and cheat.
And cheat? Cheating. Okay, well.
Broke and cheat.
Okay. One
I don't
sis.
care what the Bible says.
Now, I'm not saying, listen, sis. Hold on, stop talking to her. She's talking to you. Talk with me, sis. I want you to deal with me. There's only one person talking. Now, I'm not justifying his action. I'm not making it a you and against him scenario. I'm targeting just your character 100%. Right. We ain't did, because he ain't here to defend himself. Yeah, okay, let's deal with that then. We dealing with that. What I'm bringing out is not to target him. I'm just looking at, what's your name? Ashley. I'm just dealing with Miss Ashley right now. Because at the end of the day, we are responsible for our actions. Irregardless of what our husbands say or our wives say, I'm gonna be judged based on my reaction. Okay, now get that from me. Read that.
Psalms chapter 111 and verse 10.
This is what's gonna show you what a good understanding is as Ashley. Not your husband, Ashley. We dealing with Ashley. Read.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
Go back to Abigail now, son. We said one who has good understanding is those that do the commandments. Ashley, pay attention. Pay attention. Don't let the thoughts start ringing, because I know the thoughts say, well, he did this. I don't know. That's what I thought. Our minds do that. We got to fight the mind. I know when your mind's saying something because your eyes flicker. I know. But I'm going to reel you back in because I know the mind saying, well, you don't understand. We do. That's why I may not understand him, but we dealing with Ashley, though. Let's deal with Ashley. Read that for me.
1 Samuel chapter 25 and verse 3. Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife Abigail. And she was a woman of good understanding.
Now, why did the Lord say that about Abigail? You know why? Because Nabal was the devil the Bible speaks of. Nabal was the man that got drunk. He cussed his wife out. He did whatever he did to get her out the spirit. She wasn't a man of understanding. Understand that. But irregardless of his character, she was still a woman with good understanding. Now, based on what we just read in Psalms, what David said, what does it mean to be a person of good understanding?
To still do what you know is right by what, no matter what nobody else does to you, you just follow the law.
Exactly. Now, what did God specifically say? Go back to Psalms 111 and 10. Here you go. You're right. No matter what somebody do to you, your reaction based on what the person do to you is what's going to count. Like, I'll give you an example. You driving down the road, minding your business, having a good day. Somebody just cut in front of you. Usually we get mad. We get so mad. Sometimes it happens. We get out the car and want to create violence. Does that happen? I'm not saying it's you. I'm giving you an example of what it means by not having a good understanding. Like we'll operate in our impulse because how we feel at the press moment. I'm gonna give you your example of this, since you don't relate with that. We get so mad, we take our ring out, throw it up, and walk out the door. Okay, say there you go. Yeah, I lost my ring. All right, but that's my point. But is it a good understanding our character? Yes or no? Is that a good? Because the reason why you did it, because of at the moment y'all had an argument, and he pissed you off, you pissed him off, you acted on whatever, on impulse. But is it someone of good understanding? Yes or no?
Oh, no.
Okay, that's my point, Ashley. That's how we deal with Ashley. See, now, I'm not saying I'm justifying his action, but at the end of the day, Ashley, you still responsible for your action. Right. That's what I'm saying. Because now when the kids see that, guess what the kids going to do? It create that generational mindset. Now, when your daughters, if you have one, or your sons, if you have one, they going to react that same character. Read it again.
Psalms chapter 111 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
You must first fear God. Most and foremost, all of us got to fear God because we know what God will do to us if we disobey him. Read.
A good understanding.
One with a good understanding. Listen good, Ashley.
Have all they that do his commandments.
Now, one of them, Officer Alicia read earlier on 1 Peter 3. One of the laws was dealing with, go back to 1 Peter 3 now. Peter was one of the top apostles. Peter dealt with the sisters. They was complaining to the leadership of the church saying, our husbands is out of order. This is the counsel from Peter. Listen good, because that's what you're dealing with. Our husband is out of order. They don't believe. They messing up the house. They messing up the finances. They brought complaints. This is what Peter said. Go to 1 Peter 3 and 1 again.
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband.
Now the wives came to Peter and say, listen, he messing up the money. Kids is out of order. They fell at school. He arguing with me. This is the first counsel from Peter after hearing all their complaints. Read it again.
Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word.
Because the one who was not obeying the word was the husbands. He said, wives, despite what you're going through, you are still subject to that man. Okay, I like that question. Give me Timothy. What does subjection mean? What is subjection? Is it Timothy 5:14? Get that real quick. What is subjection? I like that. Huh? That's bare children? Okay. Yes, I need, right, read that. Listen. Read that.
1 Timothy chapter 5 and verse 14. I will therefore that the younger woman marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully.
So subjection is one to bear children, guide the house, and don't give no accusation to other nationality to accuse you being out of order. Right. That's what they put about the black woman. They loud, they obnoxious, they can't be quiet, they usurp authority over the man. Now I'm gonna give you an example, Ashley. I never seen a Chinese woman get loud. I never see a white woman get loud. I never see an Arab woman get loud. I ain't never seen them get out of order.
You never seen an island woman get loud?
Island woman is one of our people.
Oh, okay.
No, Arab woman. I'm bad. I was about to say it wrong. But an island woman is one of our people, so I always see them get loud. So understand it. You got that? Yeah, get that.
1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 11.
This is an example of subjection, sister.
Let the woman learn in silence.
Sister, that's a hard saying for a black woman. You have to learn in silence. I'm gonna give you an example.
All right. So
remember we talked about Nabal being the devil with his wife.
already got one. I'm gonna give you one.
Remember we talked about Peter,
Listen to what he's saying.
the woman coming to Peter. Listen good, Ashley, don't get distracted. We gonna deal with them, but we deal with you. Now read it again. Don't forget the thought.
Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
Remember you asked, what does it mean to be subjected? Go back to the point, hold that. Go back to 1 Peter 3 and 1. Right, I'm gonna read down. I want to lose a point because I know we got distracted. I'm gonna reel y'all in. Hey, how you doing, brother? That's your girl? Your wife? Your wife or your girl? It's a difference. It's a big difference. That's why I asked that.
That's my girl.
That's your girl. Okay. Well, we know God honors marriage. Girlfriends, the world taught us that. That's the world taught us girlfriends and boyfriends. All right, read that.
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband.
Now remember, you asked what is subjection. Wives, despite what your husband is doing, the laws of God say you must be in subjection to him. We can't act in impulse, get mad because he ticked us off, take our rings off and walk out the door, or disrespect them. Or we can't make him feel like a less of a man by saying, you broke, you ain't got no money anyways. We can't, okay, well, I'm just giving an example. I ain't saying you say that, but okay, what you did do is took your ring, threw it in the trash in his face. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Okay, but remember,
I'm responsible for me, I know.
there you go, Ashley. That's what we dealing with you. We ain't dealing with him. Are we justifying his action, though?
No, I walked away.
You,
I wanted to walk away.
well, you should never walked away before you did all that antics you did.
Oh,
That's the action we talk about. Now read, now go back. Now remember, you asked what subjection is. Now go to Timothy 2.
1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection.
One example of being in subjection, like you asked, is to learn in silence. Read.
But I suffer not a woman to teach.
You cannot teach the man. Although he might be in error, like the officer was bringing out earlier, you the Most High might give you wisdom on finances and accounting and all that. He might not have it. Okay, but that's why the Lord brought you together to work together. But it's a way you got to deliver it and bring it out. You can't usurp authority over him. He already dealing with, I ain't got a job, I lost my money, I got a chip on my shoulder. Now you coming bearing over them. You listen. I'm making the money now. You can't feed that spirit. It's a way you got to do it. And that's what Peter is warning us. But you want to say something? You got something to say?
I want to say, this is what I want to say.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, it doesn't matter if you making money, but if you don't have it to like, we can't go on trips. We can't go on trips every month and do this and do that.
That's what he said?
I'm saying this.
Okay.
He want to do it. He do it.
Okay, he do it.
Yeah.
All right, well.
We can't do that.
Well, I agree
we
with
in
that.
a financial place to do that. You don't have the money.
I agree with that, sis. I agree with that. But what I would say is still, your character is a way to say to him, we can't do that.
I tell him, I be like, hey, we need to handle this first, and we need to do this. We need to do that.
Okay, read on.
We need to handle this first. But then he still try to persuade me to do it.
Okay. Well then, you gotta be disciplined to say and still make it aware to him that if we do this trip, we can't. If we do this trip, we can't pay. The thing is, I'm not saying you ain't doing it, sister. We're not saying it. What we are saying is a way you got to do it.
He'll still try to persuade me to go.
Hey, regardless. Okay, then let it be. But my point is, you still fulfilled your action of being in the spirit, staying in the spirit. You can't just get mad now. He still persuaded you to go, now turn up.
I don't go.
Okay, well, then read that.
But I suffer not a woman to teach,
You cannot teach, read.
nor to usurp authority over the man.
And if a woman do that, automatically the man gonna force the course of the river, and then he gonna be that man to be that lion in this house to be overpowering you. And then you're gonna get upset, feel disrespected, and now you're gonna disrespect him by not doing what he asked you to do. And now it's confusion in the house, and it's all out of order. Read on.
He is all out of whack.
Right.
But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence.
You gotta be in silence. You gotta be in silence. What verse that is? Verse 6. Read on verse 6. Verse Peter 3 says, all right, go back. So now you get it, sister. I ain't saying it's easy. Marriage alone is not easy. It's a mystery. It's very hard. Now, I'm asking you this. Do your husband believe in the Bible? So how about you do this? 1 Peter 3.
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 6. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham,
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham and Sarah, read.
calling him Lord.
Because they had arguments too. If you know the history about Abraham and Sarah, Abraham had another wife, had Hagar. Because Sarah was barren, she couldn't give Abraham a child. So she gave her servant to Abraham to bear a child, but that servant started getting out of character, talking crap to Sarah. Well, that's why you can't have no child now. I got my baby. So she's like, wait a minute. So she started oppressing and beating up the servant. And she got so mad, like, yo, kick this out and her child, because that's after Sarah had a child and had her own baby. She like, and saw her baby oppressing Sarah's baby. So I'm speeding up the history for you. So eventually she said, well, Abraham, you got to kick out and her child because she oppressing my son. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying that so we can understand. So what you think Abraham did? Abraham said, listen. He talked back saying, no. God intervened and confirmed the words of Sarah. So guess what Abraham did? He humbled down. And guess what Sarah did? Read again.
Yes, sir. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord.
Despite all the arguments in the house, there you go. And she was known as a woman of good, wise, and good understanding. Because she understood ultimately, if my Lord dealing with that, and dealing with me that way, that's a trial from the Lord. He's testing you, actually, to see if you're going to apply what his words say. Read on. Listen good.
Whose daughters ye are.
Whose daughters you are the daughter of Sarah, read.
As long as ye do well, and are not afraid with any amazement.
You do well, we're not afraid of any amazement. Read on.
Likewise, ye husbands,
Likewise, now the husband, now read.
dwell with them according to knowledge.
Now you got to deal with him in order of knowledge. Now we got to deal with him when he's around. But for you, actually, what we're saying, you have to stay in the character. You got to stay in your spirit according to what the Bible says. You understand that, sis? I want you to understand that. Because guess what? I'm gonna give you another example. If the Lord now, and I know it's hard. Give me Proverbs 20:24. Rule over your spirit. 20:24. 24:20. I'm gonna give you the scripture. Hold on. I know you got it. Trust me. Hey, Ashley, I know that you probably got a whole lot to say about him. But the reason why we can't really deal with it about him, Because he ain't here to defend his cause, because he probably got a lot to say about you.
Oh, he do.
Okay, but that's why all we can deal with right now, Ashley,
I know
is
he
your
do.
character. Because remember, what did Sarah do when she was out of the spirit?
What? I don't know.
She stayed in the spirit and still called her husband Lord. She still was in subjection with him.
That's right.
Read that for me, Proverbs 20:24.
Proverbs chapter 25 and verse 28. He that have no rule over his own spirit
He or she that has no rule of their mouth or their character
is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
You know what that means? That's a heavy saying from Solomon. A person with no rule over their spirit is like a city with no walls. A city with no walls is a vulnerable city. Enemies can entrap by any corner. Our body, our character is that city. If we're not guarded by the word of God, guess what can enter us? Huh? No, tell me, you tell me.
The devil what?
The devil, evil spirits, angry, all those are spirits. Anger spirit, malice spirit, hatred, bitter. Get that, Mark 7:21. I'm gonna show you these different spirits that we have in us, that we allow to enter us. It acts in our character. Now your husband don't see Ashley no more. He see Jezebel.
Oh yeah, you definitely right. He do.
Okay, that's that. I'm giving you honest stuff, sis. But your job as Ashley, you gotta do what your foremother Sarah did. Because she had the devil on her. She's like, wait a minute. This dude ain't rolling with he pressing my son. And guess what? She got it. She said, you know what, let me apply what good and understanding mean. I gotta apply what the Bible says. Because maybe this is a test from God to see how I'm gonna react. Maybe the God is proving me to see if I believe in him. Because I pray to him every day. You believe in the Bible, Ashley? Guess what? How would God know you believe in him if he don't test you in your house?
Now he needed somebody
To see if you're gonna do what he say. Like your kids. You give your kids rules. When you go to school, you better listen to the teacher. If they don't listen to the teacher, what happens? You're gonna discipline them. You're gonna discipline them. So guess what the Lord do? The Lord gonna see if your kids will be good trial. When they go to school, I'm gonna test this boy with some weed or whatever his mom told him not to do, to see if he's gonna do it. That's what he do with us. We all kids of the Lord. Read that for me.
Mark chapter 7 and verse 21.
This is all the spirits that come in us. Okay, this is the last question.
For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts.
You heard that, Ashley? Whatever comes within us is those evil spirits that manifest in our character. That's why Christ said, out of within us perceive evil thoughts. Read on.
Adultery.
Adultery is one, like you mentioned, your husband might cheat. Okay, well, listen to good, sis. That's why I say that's not good, because that's one of the evil spirits that's within us. Adultery is a form of cheating. Sex outside of marriage. Read.
Adulteries, fornication.
Fornication is sex out of marriage. Read.
Murders.
Murder ties into you having hatred for one another. Hold that 1 John 3:15. 1 John 3:15 real quick. I'm going to show you that hatred is a form of murder. So it ain't got to be physically murdering. Read that.
1 John chapter 3 and verse 15. Whosoever hated his brother
Or her husband.
is a murderer.
You murdering your husband. So that's what God say hatred is. He defined. But if at the moment y'all enemies have an argument, it's a form of hatred. Because you wouldn't talk in a certain way to him, nor would he talk a certain way to you. So at the press moment, y'all enemies in the house. Satan loved that. He said, ooh, now I can get in between them. That's what Eve did to Adam. Eve went out and go entertain other philosophies and brought it home to the house. But remember, you going out in a different spirit. Y'all not. And God forbid something happened to you. Now what? The last conversation y'all had, was it good?
No.
Okay, that's why it's not good.
That's what he gotta live with. I ain't gotta live with that.
Okay, well sis, that ain't good though. That's why I said we dealing with your character. You don't want that, period. Because that's the last image your kids might have saw. See, you don't like to point the finger. The Lord hates the pointing of the finger. Stop pointing the finger. See, we hate accountability. Yeah, give me that pointing the finger scripture, then we're going to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Give me Isaiah 58. This is what God said about it. Read that. What verse? No, I was still, sister. Remember, Adam did the same thing. That woman you gave me, Lord. The Lord said, oh no, I taught you though. I don't want to hear that. Verse 9. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 58 verse 9. Then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, Here I am. If thou take away from the midst,
If thou take away what?
if thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger.
Oh, you heard that? Stop doing that. Because you're a grown woman, since you're an adult. Adults take full accountability of their actions.
What is a nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family.